Hello, sweet girl. Hello. Hi everyone, you joined me for a very unexpected vlog, I guess. This is kind of just going to be a mini vlog introduction, I suppose. This is certainly not a video I was expecting to be filming or even have cause to film, but sorry, I'm just bracing the tripod because she's just walked underneath it. You're gonna get stuck. Oh my gosh. Come here, come and say hi. Hi. You join me today in my downstairs bathroom where I've never filmed before, but I am kind of enjoying the aesthetic light in here. It's very nice and annoying to discover that when I am about 4 weeks away from moving out of this property, but never mind. We're here now. I'm bringing you today a very informal, kind of chatty story time vlog, I guess, to explain my new little addition. This is my new baby who's going to be staying for a while. Been kind of fondly referring to her as Myrtle Turtle because she's a tortoise shell. That's not her name, but has kind of become her nickname, or Mama Myrtle, because this little baby is pregnant and it sounds like pretty imminently we'll be having kittens. So let me explain how we came to have her, because it was certainly not a plan to get a third pet so close to moving, and most definitely not a plan to get a pregnant cat. But it was kind of an emergency situation, and honestly I couldn't send her to foster placement or anything like that. I couldn't do it, especially once I learned just how imminently she was going to be having kittens. So here's the situation. Last Friday, my nan and my uncle who lives with her had a very, very bad house fire, and I just want to put a blanket statement out that everybody is safe, and it is a miracle that they are safe, because it was pretty dire actually. And also just like a thank you to the universe for that, and to her neighbours who really, really courageously ran in to get them out of the fire. But this poor little baby was also inside, and she was more than likely, I would imagine, asleep with my nan on her bed, because they were asleep when the fire happened. And she managed to get herself out. It makes me want to cry. She managed to get herself out of the fire and ran. So she is a clever, clever, resilient girl and got herself to safety. But she was then missing until Sunday. So from Friday to Sunday, she was AWOL. There had been one sighting of her, again from one of my nan's neighbours, who is so sweet, and she was sending me text updates that she'd put food out for the cats and water, and I'm saying cats plural because my nan had 2 cats. One of them was inside and one of them was outside at the time of the fire, but they both went missing. And we couldn't catch them, basically. Tried very hard, by the way, to catch them and lure them, but yeah. And my nan's neighbour was sending me updates, and she did actually manage to spot her and sent me a photo and said, "Is this her? She's on the wall." And I was like, oh my god, yes. No one's there now. We've stopped searching for the day because it was getting late. My uncle went and tried to catch her. She scratched him to ribbons, bless her. She was very scared, I think very traumatised at that time as well, particularly having been in the fire. And then the next day, it must have been the next day by that point, they were kind of going to the house to try and empty out some possessions, and they managed to catch her. At which point I came along and tried to scavenge as many possessions as I could for my nan, bless her. Mostly photographs. I was kind of looking for sentimental things, and then I came away with photographs and a cat. And she was very, very scared and covered in soot, really needed a bath, bless her. And I know that was going to be traumatizing for her, but the state she was in, she just needed to be cleaned. So then I got cut to ribbons trying to give her a bath. She was so scared. And while giving her a bath, when her fur was all wet and she was even sleeker than normal, because she's a petite, sleek thing at the best of times, let alone when she's wet, it became very, very clear that she was pregnant. So yeah, that was a big like, uh-oh, red flag, need to get this girl somewhere safe. Obviously my nan's in temporary accommodation, not in a position to be able to have her back at the moment. My nan is also 96 and very confused by this whole situation, so I wanted to do anything really that I could to help. And the only thing that I was kind of capable of doing in that moment was taking this little baby to safety. My cousin is looking after the other cat, by the way, everybody, so I haven't just taken one and abandoned the other. They are both being cared for, just in separate households at the moment. So I brought this one home, got her kind of situated in this bathroom because this was the only place that I could kind of safely close her off that had a window so that she had some air and a nice view to look out of, and bird watch. She's been doing a lot of bird watching. But also to keep her initially separate from my pets because I didn't want to stress her out even more. I have a bumbling chocolate Labrador who would no doubt have launched herself and licked her all over. Which would have been very traumatizing. And I also have a almost 14-year-old cat called Molly who is currently not very impressed with me. But I think she'll come around. She's shown quite a bit of curiosity about little Myrtle turtles so far. So they're very similar in temperament actually, so I'm hoping down the line they will get on pretty well. But for now, she's in the bathroom. We are letting her out to kind of explore at her leisure, but kind of monitoring it just to make sure no fights break out between the cats or anything like that. But yeah, so that is something we're dealing with, we're handling with kind of care as we go forwards. Yeah, so I brought her here, let her settle overnight. My sister is also being really proactive in helping look after her. Actually, my whole family's being really proactive in helping look after her and appreciating the fact that this was not an ideal situation, and everyone's chipping in, which is great. So next morning I thought, you know, she's definitely pregnant. She has a very, very round belly for a small cat. I want to get this checked out, but also she'd been in a fire, so I wanted to make sure she didn't have any like smoke inhalation. She wasn't showing any kind of breathing distress or anything like that, but I just, you know, I just wanted to get her checked out and have a general health check at my trusted vets. Yeah, just for my peace of mind and for her health obviously as well. So I took her and all good, everything's absolutely fine. She's completely unscathed from the fire, was just dirty obviously. And I just said, could we get some clarification on how pregnant she is, like how imminently do you think this is happening? And the vet was like, oh, I'd say within 2 weeks, and she can actually feel the kittens squirming around in her tummy. So yeah, this is absolutely wild. Was really not prepared for kittens that quickly obviously, but don't worry, I'm in action mode. I went straight online and sourced a kitten pen secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. So chuffed with myself, managed to get it for like £10. Which is perfect, and it's quite a petite size, and it has a cover on the top as well, because for this timeline we'll be moving kittens and her to the new house in about 4 weeks time. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had somewhere really secure and snug that they could nest in, and hopefully kind of we can just situate them in that pen from the get-go if Mama Cat will let me get her in there. And then it's like a safe place when we move them, and then we can re-establish them in the new house in a quiet corner as quickly as possible. We've switched her food to give her a better diet now that we know she's definitely having kittens, and this is the Royal Canine. It's the mother and baby cat food, and this was what our vet recommended. And basically I think you're supposed to measure it out properly, but she's quite petite and needs a bit of weight put on her, so she is basically just having as much as she wants whenever she wants. And this is a food that the kittens can transition onto solid food with when they have stopped nursing as well, so this is really the best product. They also do it in I think it's like a can of kind of mousse consistency food rather than meat. which might be something we also try when the kittens come along, but we'll see what they prefer and what they are managing. That's my current situation, everybody, and I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can about kittens and how to handle the birthing situation, etc. as quickly as I can, just trying to educate myself and be prepared. And fortunately, one of my aunts used to breed Persian cats, and she very kindly sent me a book that actually literally arrived this morning right before I was going to film. And she said it's quite an old book, but it's got some helpful tips because it's for cat owners and breeders. So this is Shirley's Famous Cat Book, complete manual for every cat owner and breeder. So thank you for sending that to me, Auntie Cinny. I will be having a look and doing some reading later, as well as watching stuff online. And yeah, it's been a lot, everybody, and it's stressful and it's still ongoing, but this is the only thing I could kind of take charge of and help with in the moment, to give my uncle and my nan some immediate peace of mind and know that they didn't have to deal with kittens and that the cat was obviously looked after and loved. So yeah, that's where we are. But she is beautiful, she is so friendly, she has the loudest purr in the entire world. And yeah, I'm so chuffed to have her here, and I can't wait to show you some kitten footage, maybe very, very imminently in a vlog, everybody. So yeah, place your bets below in the comments for how many you think she's going to have. She has had one litter previously, which was actually earlier this year, and she will be spayed after this, everybody, so that she can't have any more litters, because she's just a baby herself. So we don't need any more kittens for her well-being, but also because there are enough kittens in the world that need homes. Oh, sorry for the noise that just kicked up outside. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little introduction to her, say we have a new addition, show you how beautiful she is, and stay tuned for some kitten content and how we handle that in the moving experience as well. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. All that jazz. I'll see you again soon. Bye.